Right, so full disclaimer on this next video that I know it's late, but I wanted to get that out there either way. So let's get started. So yeah, as we've said, PS5 showcase. Welcome back to Scrivosphere. Thank you for joining me. So that PS5 showcase, what a showcase. Lot to go through. I haven't got a script, so if there's anything I forget about, I'm sorry about that. But we started off the show with a reveal for a game, Final Fantasy 16. Now, I haven't played those games very much. In fact, I've not played a single one. But boy, does that game look good. Maybe because it's on that PS5 engine, but that game looks absolutely magnificent. We get a little bit of gameplay, and to be honest with you, it's absolutely shocked me. Because as I say, I've not played a Final Fantasy game ever. So, for a game like that, to make me go all the way through it, you know, give me that really gobsmacked sort of feeling, was surprising to me. So let's move on with the next game, and the next game was Spider-Man. You got a gameplay, a campaign gameplay of a Miles Morales Spider-Man level, and boy does that look good. I cannot wait to get my hands on that. After the actual show, it was tweeted that the actual game is also coming to PS4. Now, I'm not going to be one of those that will be able to get the PS5 instantly, unless I win the lottery in the next few days. Who knows? Might happen. But yeah, that game looks magnificent. The fight scene on that bridge and all the light shows, you know, you've got that sort of, you know, it definitely feels like a different Spider-Man, and that's what they're aiming for. And I cannot wait to see that and play that through, and just, I'm fingers crossed hoping that it's just as good as the original Spider-Man PS4 game in 2018. So the rest of the stuff is going to be all over the place. They're the first two that I can remember in the order. So let's just get on with it. But before that, just a little thing for you. Please like, comment and subscribe on my channel. It is much appreciated. And click that notification bell if you want to be notified when my videos are uploaded. Let's continue. And we are back. Okay, so, as I say, the rest of this is not in order. I'm going to try and remember everything off the top of my head. So I'm apologising for that if you're expecting it to be item by item sort of thing. So, the next thing, one of the next big games that I can remember off the top of my head that I will be really looking forward to playing and buying myself is that Resident Evil game, Village. Resident Evil 8. It looks absolutely magnificent. It looks scary as hell, and I cannot wait to get my hands on it. It is absolutely magnificent, what they show as well. There's a little scene where it looks like something from a Tim Burton film, that Nightmare Before Christmas style, that we've seen in games before. We have seen it before, but we've not seen it in a Resident Evil game. You know, that sort of storytelling thing, that style, is very different. It's very different from what we've had before from these games. But in the past, the games have always tried to come out of their comfort zone. Almost every game. I mean, you know, you look at the first three games and they're pretty set in their ways. But then you get to number 4 and it sort of brings it down a notch. But then you got number 5 and 6 coming completely out of it. And they've introduced other style of zombies in it, but for it to start from a zombie game, and now apparently we're getting into some werewolves in there, ghosts, which is that kind of thing. That's what it looks like anyway. So that really does excite me for the future of the Resident Evil games. So onwards with what else we've got. Well, we had revealed a Demon's Souls remaster, remake style thing. Again, I didn't play the original game. Wasn't something that I was ever going to be interested in. But again, it looks magnificent. Everything that was shown here on this showcase looks absolutely magnificent. And I can't wait to get my hands on it. So what else is there? Oh yeah, Fortnite. They showed a bit, you know, it was a quick 20-30 seconds thing of Fortnite coming straight to the PS5 on day one. Was it a waste of time? Could they have put another 10 seconds on the end of each of those first few trailers? Of course they could have done. Of course they could. But no. I do play Fortnite, and I am a fan of Fortnite. And then I'll have it on another device as well, so that'll be interesting. As I say, I'm not going to be getting the PS5 anytime soon, unless I come into money. What else we got? Oh yeah, Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition. It's coming to the PS5 digitally on launch day. That's interesting and that's exciting to me. Because this is a game series that I have played before. It's sort of a dip in and out gameplay sort of thing for me. Usually be a case of I've borrowed it off a friend, or maybe it's just a case of, you know, I've got my hands on it for free as a demo or something like that. But I have played, I believe it was 3 that I played, and I enjoyed it at the time. I enjoyed it, but it was not a game that I was going to commit to. But this game looks absolutely brilliant. Another game series that, let's just say I have a love-hate relationship with, is Call of Duty. And they revealed the trailer for Black Ops Cold War. And, you know, when I said it was that, and it was like level 1 campaign, and I thought, alright, well, I'll watch it, but I can't say I'm going to enjoy it. I actually did enjoy the gameplay that they showed. I am looking forward to it, and I do actually plan to play it. So, that's a fun little fact for you there, that Call of Duty is not my thing. But, as I say, I enjoy it when I have played the games, and I've got a lot of the games. I've got Infinite Warfare, I've got Modern Warfare, you know, I've got a couple of the games, I've got World War 2, that I have yet to dive into. Will I dive into it anytime soon? Maybe, to prepare for the Cold War, the Black Ops Cold War, but I just don't know if that's going to be something that I'm going to be seeing myself get into. The third trailer just come back to my head. Hogwarts Legacy, a bloody Harry Potter game. Now, the whole Harry Potter thing has died down. There is not a lot of Harry Potter going on at the minute. But it is exciting to see that there is something new for that that sort of, you know, wizarding world that we have missed for a very long time. You know, I've played a lot of the Harry Potter games. I've played the Lego Harry Potter, which is a lot of fun. But we are now getting a wizarding world that's set in the 1800s. You get to, apparently, like, there was a leak back in 2018, I believe, which actually stated that this was coming out, and a lot of the things in the leak look like what we are getting, and it's to sort of create your own wizard sort of thing. But it looks like it's going to be not only that wizarding world, it actually does showcase outside of Hogwarts, but it's Hogwarts Legacy. And I do look forward to that. That's next year. There was a few other games in there that showed off trailers that look really good. There's one that I cannot remember the name of. The footage is being shown now. And I'll have the name pop up here. But it absolutely looks magnificent. And you're there and you're chopping and you're shooting. Was that Demon Souls? It wasn't Demon Souls, no it wasn't. But yeah, I'm sorry I can't always remember everything. One that I can remember, which looks a very weird, Deathloop. Deathloop does look like it's an interesting one. It looks like it looks very different from what we've got before, but there's also elements in there of what we got before. I am looking forward to that because it looks like a fun game to play the absolute hell out of. I think I've covered most of it. Of course, the biggie, the price. And it's matched the Xbox Series 1X. You know, it's matched the price. And at $500, I'm in the UK, so it's going to cost me $499.99. And you got the digital one, which is costing $399 in America, like the dollars, the US. But, and you know, over here it's costing us $359.99. Now, I've always been against that sort of just digital side, especially recently, because the games are more expensive. I mean, let's take, for instance, the Avengers game, which recently came out. That came out and it was £50 cash, or debit card, whatever way you might pay. It was £50 to get a physical copy of. And, you know, I had a look on the day that it released to have a look on the console to see if it was about that same price, and it was $64.99 on digital, which means you're paying upwards of £10 to £15 more for a game that physical copy could be cheaper. And that's because of the sell-off to the retail shop and all that business that I'm not getting into. So that does worry me. You know, they're saying, like, I mean, the Spider-Man game. Let's go back to the Spider-Man game for a second before I move on. When that comes out, it's coming out at that $60 range, so it's about $50, 50 quid over here. That's okay. That's fine by me. But that's the version. That's the special edition. It's coming out at the $40 mark, which means it'll be about the £40 mark over here. Because I don't think they're going to do that. But yeah. But that $60, that £50 one, that you buy on the PlayStation 5, you get a remastered Spider-Man PS4 with it. For the PS5. Which, when you think about it, you get into these games on the PS5, but I'm just so hoping that because of that you're not mostly paying for that Spider-Man game for the PS5, the original game, that you're actually paying for the Miles Morales one to get this new content. So, you know, moving on to that, and moving on to what I am also the same worry with this game. God of War. God of War Ragnarok coming 2021. I'm so excited for it. I absolutely played the hell out of that God of War 2018 on the PS4. I'd never played a God of War game before that. This one was absolutely brilliant, and I can't wait to play it. But I am hoping, because it's only 3 years later, and we're getting a smaller game with the Spider-Man game, I'm hoping it's not a smaller game. Because, and I simply, there is one reason why I believe it's not going to be a smaller game, and that is because of Ragnarok. Ragnarok is too big of a storyline to take and turn it into that Uncharted Lost Legacy style thing that they're doing with the Spider-Man game. So I am hoping that it's not shorter. I'm hoping that it's not in that region. I'm hoping it's a fully fledged God of War game. And you know, with that same style of gameplay that we had for the PS4 2018 God of War, that would be absolutely magnificent. So there is just one little thing left to talk about with this showcase, and that is the PS Plus. That looks absolutely brilliant to get these. You're going to be getting all these games on launch day. You got God of War, Uncharted 4, Detroit Become Human. You know, there's all these games, these magnificent, top tier, exclusive games that you will be getting on the PS Plus. This is obviously in comparison to the Game Pass that you get on Microsoft's Xbox Series 1X that's coming out in the same time frame. And I'll be talking about time frames in a minute. But, you know, you get all these magnificent titles. Battlefield 1's in there. You know, Batman Arkham Knight. For a set price, you will get all of those on launch day. So, you know, even if, say, like the Spider-Man game and the Devil May Cry 5 game only comes to digital, you haven't got anything, and you get let's say you get a physical console, only digital copies will be available on launch day. That in itself is an issue, because there's a lot of people who like to show their cases. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that want the physical copy. Sometimes they want the steelbooks or the special editions that come with statues and all that. That's fine. But when you're buying a digital console and only these games will be available on digital on launch, that could be a problem. Now, I'm not saying that's going to be the case with the Spider-Man game, but we have got confirmed that Devil May Cry 5, that special edition, will be digital only on launch day. But of course, you get this PS Plus. We still don't know details of how much it'll be, and if it's off the bat of a subscription that you've already got, or if it will be a new subscription. I assume it'll be a new subscription. I don't know that, so don't take that. You know, take it with a grain of salt. You might go and find out, do your research, and you might find that actually they do have it. But yeah, there was a lot revealed during this showcase. It's absolutely brilliant. I think I've talked about every game that there possibly is to talk about. As I say, I am so impressed with what the PlayStation has done ever since that PS3 came out. For me, since the PS3 has come out, it's been top 10. Now, I didn't own a PS3, but of course we have The Last of Us is also on that PS Plus, by the way. But obviously we have The Last of Us that came out on the PS3. There's a lot of other games that came out on the PS3 that, you know, defined the PS3 as being the master console. But for me, I was still an Xbox at the time. I came from the Xbox 360, went straight into the Xbox One, and I never got round to having or owning a PlayStation 3. When I got the PS4 and there was all these games, and I was hoping and praying that I would be able to play them. And The Last of Us came out, and I was able to play the PS4 version of The Last of Us, and that for me was something that I actually was really happy with. But for me, the PlayStation 3 has been its defining moment from that set. That's the first one. That's where it started for me, where Sony was the top leaders of this console war. You know, you've got consoles out there like Nintendo Switch, which obviously you know I own a Nintendo Switch, and it's absolutely brilliant. They're doing their own thing, and they're doing well. But when it comes down to it, it's usually, like, you know, for me, and for my personal opinion, and again, this is my personal opinion, you know, it's the PlayStation, the Sony, the Microsoft Xbox, and then it's the Nintendo Switch. That's my personal opinion. But, I mean, while that's my personal opinion on what other people think, my personal opinion, what I think, is Sony PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, and then the Microsoft Xbox. And it's simply because there's not a lot to talk about. Now, let's go back onto that Xbox issue at the minute. With launch day, there was a problem with Halo. Halo was going to be a launch day exclusive for the Xbox, Microsoft. That has now been pushed back to 2022, which, thank you, please do, because apparently that game was an awful mess. And you don't want a game coming out that's an awful mess. No names, Avengers. But that is the way it is. So, what have Microsoft got for their launch day? Game Pass. But that's about it. People want new. People want new from day one. And day one? What's day one for us in the UK? The 19th of November. It's the 12th of November everywhere else. But it's the 19th of November for us over here in the UK, US, Japan, South America, that kind of thing. All of them are getting it on the 12th of November. We're getting it the 19th of November. So it gives me a chance to save up with the little money I have. Hopefully I will get a PS4 early next year. No later than my 28th birthday, which is middle of next year. Hopefully I won't get one any later than that. Because it'll be disappointing for me to try and review a console that I haven't got yet. That's not fair. So, yeah, so this showcase was absolutely, you know, I was expecting 90% of it to be what we've already had. You know, and there was about, what we're talking, 30-40% that had already been revealed. There's still a lot to talk about. Like, they didn't reveal the PS Plus, like the way they do it. Are we going to get a free format for a while and then you pay? Or is it going to be payment from day one? That's the thing, you know. You pay, if you're going to be willing to pay $450, $350, whatever console you get over in the UK, are you going to be willing to pay another 20 quid for a game, like for a like, you know, your PS Plus? And then you've got launch day games. They're not going to be available on the console straight away unless you buy a bundle console, you know? So then you've got to add on the 50, 60 quid for a brand new game. So you're looking at, you know, while if you buy the digital, you're looking at around the 420 mark. But if you buy the physical, you're looking at around about the more like, you know, 620 mark. So, sorry, not 620 mark, 520 mark. So, you know, there's also that you have to think about. It's not just buying the console nowadays, it's also about buying the content with the console. So, which has always been the case. But it's always been the case that it's always been available like that. We don't quite know if it's going to be available like that disc-wise. Digital-wise, yes. And as I say, it will be, the prices will be upper. Up is not really the way to say it. The price will be more. So, that's it for today on this video. This will be coming out on Thursday, which is today. So you're getting it today, which is good. So, thanks for watching. I've been Scrivo. This has been Scrivo Sphere. I hope you enjoyed this talk about what has been an amazing event. That's given us a lot of information, but there is still a lot of information left. When can we buy these damn things in the UK? As far as I'm aware, they can buy them today in America. You know, I mean, today's day is, when my damn watch works, Thursday the 17th. Apparently it's going to be available Thursday the 17th for America. Is that the same over in the UK? It's not on Amazon yet. It wasn't Amazon last night. It might be on Amazon now. Could have a look. But anyway, I've been Scrivo. This has been Scrivo here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time, guys.